Hey everybody, Daniel Rubino here with Windows Central, and check it out, we got the Liquid Jade Primo with Desktop Kit now available at the Microsoft Store for $649. And as you can see here, you're getting more than just a phone. You're getting a wireless keyboard, wireless mouse, the dock, and the phone. Of course, there's no monitor in the box, obviously, but still, that's what you're getting for $650. They don't sell the phone by itself, surprisingly, so you have to buy the whole kit here, so that's kind of interesting. And unfortunately, I can't really take this cover off. It looks like I actually have to do some damage, which is unusual for an unboxing, so let's hopefully make sure I get this right on the first time. This is not easy to take off. I don't know why, unless I'm doing it completely wrong. I guess I could slide the handle underneath there and slide this out. We'll see. Maybe that does work like that. Definitely, I guess I can do that, so I guess that's slightly more convenient. There we go. And let's take a look at the box here. Not my favorite unboxing so far, obviously, but let's see what we got inside. Oh, actually, it's a pretty nice presentation right there. We got the phone, which actually is in its own box. We got the dock, which is in its own box as well. And the mouse. Actually, that looks kind of cool, so maybe I'm a little too harsh there on Acer. Let's see if we can now pull this out. So there is the Liquid Jade Primo box, which is actually a pretty nice looking box. And the last time I touched this phone was in January at CES, so it's been a while since it's actually made its appearance here in the US. Let's see if I can pull out the dock here. So we got the dock as well. Wireless mouse, which should be kind of nice. And then of course, see, we got some documentation, I bet, in there. And then the keyboard too, which is, I'm gonna even put a little tab there so you can pull it out. Let me pull this big box to the side. So I haven't even seen much of this stuff. They do have it on full display at the Microsoft Store, so if you're curious, you can go to one if you are so lucky to have one in your area. I know most of you probably don't, which is a shame. And you can actually go online now and check to see if it's available at your local store, which is a nice new change they did. So that is the Acer keyboard. Pretty nice keyboard, pretty basic. Actually pretty good travel in there, I really can't complain. Seems like it'll be pretty decent. We'll have to, of course, plug it in and check it out. It does have, of course, these little risers, too, if you want to do that. You know, these keyboards are pretty standard. And it looks like you got your little area for the battery, so nothing unusual there. There is the mouse, once again, pretty basic, nothing too crazy. They do give you the batteries, though, which is definitely a nice touch. Let's get that to the side. Okay, and this is the dock here. So this is sort of the big part here with the this phone. It basically allows you to connect to any desktop display, and let's go around the corner here. So what we have is a USB 3.0 high-speed port, your HDMI out, which is of course necessary, and then you have two USB 2.0 ports, and then the power jack. So pretty standard. It matches the device up, so you got that brushed metal effect. It's a sort of a hollow plastic. It's not the highest quality device that I've seen. You know, when you compare it to, say, the Microsoft dock, which is obviously a very solid one, this one is less so. It doesn't mean it's bad, of course, but you do have some little grips there on the bottom, but it is definitely more on the plastic side. We'll be curious to see, well, it does grip pretty well on the table, so we'll be curious to see how it works. But the benefit here, of course, is it puts the phone from the top down like this, so you can actually see the display as opposed to the Microsoft version. I actually kind of like that, so not a bad deal at all. Should be pretty nice for a Continuum. And now, of course, the king here, it is the Liquid Jade Primo. So this phone should be a pretty nice device. It is a 5.5-inch display, which is full HD. It's a little bit different from the Lumia 950, which has a quad HD display. It also means we should get better battery life. And let's open it up there. 5.5-inch AMOLED, so, AMOLED, I didn't even kind of realize that. It's actually kind of a nice bonus. I'm a big fan of AMOLED displays. It's a very thin design. It's curved corners and everything, so it should feel nice in the hand. This is a dual SIM model. Should work on AT&T and T-Mobile. No CDMA channels available, so I don't think you'll be able to use this on Verizon, of course, but, and there's the phone itself. Now, we'll be doing, of course, a proper review of this in the coming weeks, but I just want to give you guys a quick look. You can also see our other video back at CES to get a better idea of this phone. That is not a fingerprint scanner. That is the oddly placed speaker. It's actually not so oddly placed, it's oddly designed. Definitely kind of unique there. There is a 21 megapixel camera. We're not expecting a whole lot there. 21 megapixel sounds nice, but I'm not really that excited about this camera, but we'll have to see. Maybe they'll surprise us. Of course, you have two LED flashes there, and it is the dual color one, which is actually kind of nice. So that flash should be actually pretty decent. Going around to the top there, 3.5mm headset jack. Going down to the bottom, of course, there's your USB Type-C. I imagine this has fast charging as well. And then, of course, you have power key and a volume rocker here, your dual SIM trays, which should be decent. I believe it takes external storage as well, so it should be a pretty solid device. It is running a Snapdragon 808 processor, so that's the exact same one as the Lumia 950. So you should expect similar performance there. It also has 3 gigs of internal RAM, and I believe 32 gigs of internal storage, but I'll just sort of double check on that. Other than that, in the box here, let's see what else we got. Oh, and that is cool. So they show this in the pictures, but they do include a nice cover. So it's one of these folio covers, so it snaps in there, and then it just kind of covers the display. It doesn't seem like there's anything magnetic or unique about it, but we'll have to see. This does have a Hall sensor on it, which is sometimes used with smart covers, so I don't know, maybe it does something cool. Head to Windows Central for the article, and I'll put it in there, but it does do anything cool there. There's your cutout for your speaker and the camera, but you know, nice little touch that they included that. It's also sort of a brushed metal, which seems nice. And then going into here, looks like we're going to have our cords and everything. So there's your wall charger. They do give you headphones, which I guess is pretty nice, and some different earbuds. So you don't see that too often, but hey, for 650 bucks, at least you're getting that. And there's your USB Type-C cord, nothing too unusual. And then I think just paperwork here at the bottom. Okay, we're back, everybody, and as you can see, I got the phone all booted up here. We are running Windows 10 Mobile build 10586.318. So that is a little bit of an older version, but of course, there is no interference here, so we can just update to the latest build of 10586. Or if you want to put the fast ring on there and go right to the anniversary update, you can do that as well. So I still need to check for updates to see if there's anything there from Acer in terms of firmware or anything. Let's see, what else did I forget to mention? There is an 8 megapixel front-facing camera, which is sort of a nice touch as well. There is no Windows Hello on this whatsoever. Nothing with the front-facing iris scanners, and of course no fingerprint scanner, so unfortunately that is left out. Overall, though, the device feels really nice in the hand. I really do enjoy this. What makes this display a little bit unique, besides being AMOLED, is it's 5.5 inch, which is actually right in between the 950 and 950 XL, which is 5.2 and 5.7 inches. So it's sort of a nice in-between device if you didn't prefer any of those. And I actually do like how this feels in the hand. 32 gigs of storage, nothing unique about the software. This is just straight up Windows. Acer did nothing here in terms of customization, which is a pretty good thing. If you're wondering about those are soft keys, so you can hide them. Companies are doing a lot of that these days, so unfortunately, I know some people will have strong opinions on that, but no different there. Let me get to the cover here. So as I mentioned, this cover may be a smart cover, and I was actually right. It is a smart cover. What I mean by that is, so I got the device here and I close it, and it closes actually pretty nice. It's not magnetic, but it does feel like it wants to stay closed, which is pretty good. But what happens is when you do that, you can see it turns on, so it automatically knows, which is a nice little touch, right? I mean, it's nothing groundbreaking. Everybody's been doing this for years, but we haven't really seen too much in the way of smart covers since the HTC One M8 did it. This isn't as cool as that cover, but still a nice touch, and the fact that they throw it in the the kit here for you is pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of these kind of cases myself, but that is kind of neat how it does that. So definitely neat. That's part of that Hall sensor. Also, HP Elite X3 has that as well, so we'll probably see that feature from them too. But there you go. So that was a quick unboxing of the Acer. I'll be using this for the next week or two, and I'll let you know what I think. If you have questions, leave them in comments. Tell us what you want to know about it, and we'll try to answer. But there you go. Head to Windows Central for more information and tell us what you think. Take care, everybody.